Hey guys, welcome back again in this video. In this video, we're going to discuss about the correct configuration for or correct Wireshark configuration for a Zscaler client connector. So, if you remember, right, based on our previous Zscaler client connector trainings, uh, the default time zone, the Zscaler logs, right, stored in the Zscaler file is basically in the UTC time zone, right? So if you're looking for a tunnel logs, right, or maybe a tray manager logs or any other logs file, if you're looking into these files, the Zscaler log files, you would see the time mentioned in the UTC time format. So what usually you would do is that you just convert that time to your local time, and that's how you analyze logs, right? That's okay, right? There is no problem with it, but that's kind of time consuming, right? And even though what happens is like the ZCC tunnel logs in the UTC time zone, and you download a Wireshark. You open a Wireshark from that configuration file, and that Wireshark by default picks your system time zone, right? And that's where you try map converting time to from one time zone to another, and that's how you figure out the the traffic you're interested in. However, what you can do, basically you can do few configuration changes in your Wireshark, right? And that way you can simply, just by opening it, right, you can you don't need any other tool to convert your times, right? So how do we do it? First of all, there will be a by default one time column, right? And that time column is there by default in the Wireshark, right? Now, what's the time zone for this time column? Usually the system default time, right? But you can verify that by going to the view and then going to the time display format. So the display format you see on tops, these are what I'm highlighting now. They takes the time zone of your local system, and then there is a UTC time zone option as well, right? So what we're gonna do, since the Zscaler logs in the UTC time format, we would be selecting the UTC time zone, right? Now it depends on you, right, how you want to see it. If you want to see simply just time and time only, time, minute, hour, and seconds, or you prefer error as well, right? So it's up to you. Now what you have a column which has a UTC time zone, right? That's what you see. Now this way you can simply go to your Zscaler tunnel logs, and then you can simply verify this. Let me just quickly open a Zscaler tunnel log and show you, okay? So let me quickly export the GCC logs, and I'm going to show you the timing as well. All right, so now I have exported these Zscaler tunnel logs, right? Now what I see in this tunnel logs, the time zone you see, that is in the UTC time zone. Though when you open a Zscaler tunnel log file, this will tell you the system time zone from which these logs are exported. So these logs are exported from a system which follows the IST time zone. However, the logs will be will be in the UTC time zone. So now, since you have a UTC time zone logs here, right, available in the ZSA tunnel logs, what you can do simply, you can go to the Wireshark application and you can verify log based on this timing, right? You can just compare. That's good. Now, one more thing at time, what happens is that maybe, right, customer had shared a time with you, a time window, let's say, in the UTC times, in the different time zone, maybe a local system time zone, or maybe IST time zone, for example, right? So if customer have shared the IST time zone with you, like or for example that the issue happened this and this time, now the logs are in UTC, you have already changed your time zone to the UTC, right? uh, right, to just match these Zscaler tunnel logs or Zscaler log file timing with your Wireshark. Now, how do you, match that log file time and compare with your local system time and then correlate, right? So what do you do in that case? You need to add one more column there. And how do you add that column? So you go to the packet details section, you expand the Ethernet section, right? Uh, Not Ethernet, but the frame sections, right? The frame header you expand. From that frame header, you see the arrival time option, right? So this arrival time is the time which is, it is from your local system, okay? You see the UTC time there and you see the arrival time there, okay? So now what you do in that case, you simply add this as a column. So now what happened here that you have a two time zones, okay? One is in the IST, the local system time zone, and the second is in the UTC, right? So if customer tells you that issue happened at 9 p.m. IST, you can simply check for the logs, right? So 9 p.m., 9:12 p.m., and simply you would have a corresponding UTC time logs as well. And based on this UTC time logs, you can simply go to your tunnel log file and you can look for that specific logs you're looking for that time. What this setting will do, this will save a lot of your time, right? uh, and you don't have to use any other tool to convert the times. Simple few columns in the Wireshark, right, would help you to identify the time, and based on that you can simply look for the interested traffic and you can further troubleshoot. Okay, I hope this video will help you to to find the the logs quickly. I'll be back in the next training. Thank you very much. Bye.